Doing the pressure washing is easy. Starting a business is easy. Getting the business is another story. You know, anybody can start any kind of business, but if you don't have any customers, it's not going anywhere, right? A lot has to go into the marketing and visibility of your company.
I think that when I first started out, I was spending money on marketing when I wasn't getting any results. And the best results that we did get were from word of mouth, and him and I out there passing out our flyers, you know, door to door, and just being very aggressive.
Marketing for me is a lot easier proposition than it might be for other people because that's what my background is in. All of our visibility is driven through search engines, through optimization of the website for keywords. Even customers don't know whether it's called power washing or pressure washing. The important thing is that your website, when they're looking for you, contains those words on your website. So find out what are the keywords that are driving the most traffic, and there's plenty of tools and resources out there for you to do that. The best tool to use, and it's free, is the Google Keyword Planner tool. Primarily, it's going to be your geographic location plus the service.
We did do marketing a lot at the beginning. We did spend money on Facebook ads. We joined some networking groups, and those all helped us get going in the beginning. Signage, very important for us. It helps us stand out on the road, on the job. People have questions, they can typically get everything they need right here. Go on our website. Our branding is done by my wife herself. She does all that.
It's important that anybody who is actually entering the space have knowledge and experience with social media, also making sure that you have a Google My Business listing and get that verified. The verification is important because it lets customers know that you're a legitimate business. Also, a website is extremely important.
What makes an effective website is that it's able to convert a visitor. If you have all the bells and whistles, but a customer's confused about how to request services from you, then it's really all for naught. So make sure your website is designed to get that conversion.
The best way for you to get a quote from us would be to go to our website. And when you go there, you're gonna see a big button that says get a quote. And it will give you the opportunity to provide all of your job details so that we can look you up via satellite and get you a quote.
The other thing that's real important is what Google calls core vitals. That is, does the website, is it structured correctly? Does it load quickly? And does it load quickly on mobile? That's the biggest thing right there. Google search is primarily mobile first. So when you design your website, design it for mobile first and make sure that it loads quickly. Just by doing that alone, you're over the biggest hump.
I think that spending marketing money is essential early on to get the name out there. You got to be careful with that because once you're marketing like crazy, you got to be able to handle all of the work that comes in, if it comes in, you know what I mean? And you have to be able to accommodate. You can spend $1 million on marketing and then next thing you know, you got tons and tons of people, but guess what? You got one person and you can't handle all of that. So you got to be very careful in doing that. Now that we've been in it for 5 years, I don't really do any marketing. I might do a Facebook boost periodically. Other than that, I'm not doing any marketing. ABC, we're out there now. Got the fresh white Pumas on with the fresh white ABC shirt. What? And he gets more tips than anything. Like, the biggest way that we get good business is client relations. Keeping a good relationship with our customers and they take care of us.
When it comes to weather, it makes no difference. Rain or shine, customer comes first. We're here to take care of you.
What tops everything in terms of your perception to the public are your Google reviews. So that needs to be a high priority.
Really what brings us the most business is our Google My Business listing page. Like having 5 stars with over 150 reviews is why people call us.
Make sure that when you're doing your customers, even give them a discount. Say, hey, I'll give you $5 off or $10 off, whatever the job is, and to give me a Google review because your Google reviews are like your credit in business. The more Google reviews that you have, the better.
We've actually only had Nice Job for about a year now, is integrated to our Jobber. And when we first started, I believe we had something a little bit over 30-something reviews, and now we have over 150 reviews. As soon as we complete a job, it automatically sends emails and text messages to our customers asking them whether or not they were happy with their experience and if they were to share a review about us.
We showed up at a job yesterday. The customer assumed that we were going to include the patio, which was not a part of the original quote. So rather than making that an issue, we just said, yes, ma'am, we'll take care of it. We did the patio. At the end of the job, she said, well, can I give you a tip? I said, no, I'll tell you what. Just give us a Google review. Give us your feedback on how we did, and we'll call it even. And we had a 5-star Google review before we even left the neighborhood.
We've definitely gotten bad reviews. It happens in business. And the way that we remedy that is just to address it, not to ignore it, and see if there is a way that we can resolve that issue for the customer.
So far, I've been fortunate enough not to have any bad reviews, but if I did, I would go back to that customer and I would just ask, what can I do to make it right? In hopes that they would just remove the review or at least update the review. So far, I haven't had to run into that, but I have a game plan if it happens, which I do. That's what I would do. I would say, please, let me do something.
I manage my clients by Jobber. Everything that I need to manage the company properly is all in one app. I ride with my laptop with me, so when I'm waiting to pick up KJ, I can do everything from here, like send invoices, like you can on your mobile device. I got a new customer today. Well, while I was cleaning dumpsters, I got the request, and now I'm just gonna add her into the system, put her on schedule for Friday, and get her cans cleaned on Friday. Super easy.
The way I set myself apart from competitors, from what I've been able to gather from my customers, is the process that the customer goes through. I run all of my business through Jobber. A customer can come to my website, enter their information, and I get the request for quote immediately. I'm able to get that quote back to the customer pretty quick, in which time they can make a decision the same day.
I think Jobber would be a great thing for someone that's first getting started, especially being a new business. Getting paid right away is important. It was to me. It was really hard to wait on payment. We also just integrated financing through Jobber. That's something new that we started using, which is really good as well for those higher ticket jobs.
So Jobber has really allowed us to have a meaningful pulse on what's going on within the business. Before then, we really didn't know until we brought everything to our accountant at the end of the year. But now we're able to actually see what's happening, set goals around that, and then also tell our employees what's happening too. So it's so convenient for them to just be able to get into the truck, open up their app, and see what they're doing for the day.
It's important for me to have my son involved in this business. By the time he's 18, he'll have 15 years experience in pressure washing, trash can cleaning. So he'll be able to take it over and running his own business that he helped build. And it makes me happy that I know that he's on the right track.